Hello! Oh! Yeah! Yeah! How's everyone going? My name's Quinlan from Melbourne Musos. This is Space Shook Live. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? I've sobered up from St. Paddy's Day. You wouldn't be able to tell, but anyway, there you are. As I said, my name is Quinlan, and welcome to Melbourne Musos Space Shook Live for another Friday. Beautiful day today. Took the pooch for a walk. Went all around the place, sniffing things, as they do. It's all great sniffing for everybody. Anyway, there you go. So, did you notice that I'm playing match grip? Hey, ooh. And rim shots. And not for the usual Tim Colopy type reasons. Because this week has been very important for different kinds of things. So I'm going to dedicate tonight to, I've got to say, a drumming crush. Meg White of the White Stripes. I'm going to put her photo there. And there. And everywhere. Okay, because it's a beautiful example of minimalism. Okay. And it's also a wonderful example of how Jack and Meg White managed to do what they did during their time with the White Stripes. Okay, so I'm going to dedicate this show to dear Meg White, who is, by all accounts, is no longer drumming or whatever. She's a very, very shy lady, all that sort of stuff. And I came to them a little bit late, the White Stripes. They'd been around for a while. And I saw this performance on, I think it was the 2003 Grammy Awards, with them playing their big hit, the big hit Seven Nation Army. But then they did a segue into Son House's great blues artist, Death Letter. And I was shell-shocked. I was thinking, what just happened? You got 4 minutes? Whoa! Well, Meg, we better make the most of it. And what I saw was beauty in motion. And this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. All right? I've got my notes here. I've got everything here. And some of you might wonder, what the hell are you doing? Because usually I'm a bit of a prog rock bastard. No! Match grip. Okay, tonight. Rim shots, can you see that there? Rim shots, there you are. Used in a wonderful way. So what it is also it's going to be a little bit of theory for you as well, you see. So I'm going to talk about technique. One of the things that happens when you're playing, a lot. And you're playing all the time. It's been in the paper. You get your great old bands from yesteryear and they're doing their superannuation tours, from times gone by, all this stuff. And you got the drummer at the back going, oh, ah, ew, like that. So, and so many bands, what happened to the drummer? The classic case is Dear Bill Ward of Sabbath, sort of thing. I can't drum anymore. Phil Collins, I can't drum anymore. Doctor's orders, something with his vertebrae. All this, and now sadly, sort of walks on stage with a cane. Can't drum anymore. Why? Technique has a lot to do with it. Okay. Now, this is maybe some of you may think this is a bit of a long bow, but of all the natural drummers I've ever seen is Meg. She just sits there and just goes. That rim shot she has. Nothing to it. It's none of this, none of that. It's actually and what I often talk about when I'm talking rim shots, I did it last week too. It's like a little 6-inch punch, right? there it is there. So you got that, you know. But what goes on is when you've got your matched grip, in this particular case, you know, I was just using trad grip. As you know, that's my home grip, but I use both. And with matched grip, you come down, you're hitting the rim and the snare at the same time, for those who don't know perhaps. And what happens with that is that usually what happens to get all the trouble up here after years and years of rim shotting, so many people push through, you know, that kind of thing. You know, there's many a story out there of people breaking the rims of the snare and all this sort of stuff if they're wood hoops and all that. And what happens is when you've got a metal rim and you've got the wood, it's only a matter of time before one wins out. That kind of thing there. And so what goes on is the technique of a rim shot and how to get the best out of it is just that beautiful flow that Meg White always has. You know, that. And you'd see her doing some things, and she's just up there just bopping along, right? It's just it's beautiful to watch. So what happens is you also see the wrists move, like it's like a flick. It's like a double flick she's got. You know? There you go. And then what happens is and all the things that I've seen, I love them live. Oh my God, they explode, okay, live. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos, but some kind of beautiful chaos. I mean, you know, sort of Archie Shepp would be proud. John Coltrane, oh man, what's going on here? Oof. Some people say it's just a big, long mess, but dig into it a little bit. And I've never known a drummer to follow, or perhaps I do, because I know Keith Moon, who could follow Pete and all that with Who Live at Leeds. I've done shows on him too, but what it is they just hugged each other. Oh, unbelievable, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm gushing, of course. But it's an important week for a few different things. Of course, good old St. Paddy's Day. And, you know, I'm the first person to make fun of myself and all that, but I've got to tell you, some parts of St. Paddy's Day, I had so much fun doing the show, but delving back into the good old days, you know, back in the early days of the Dan O'Connell and all that, I had a bit of trouble on Saturday trying to put that together. I had to go for a little walk. All the spirits in the house said, just get out, son. Go have a walk, clear your head, come back. Oh, man, all the people. And same goes here, is because what happens is with this week, I mean, we had the, you know, just this thing about, you know, it's a ladies' time, right, and all that. So you get... And I'm pounding away in a Meg White fashion with an Evelyn Glennie drumstick. Move over here. Evelyn Glennie, who is that incredible Scottish percussionist who is profoundly deaf. And she made her way through. And her sticks are, for me now, are gorgeous. Look at the long taper. Ooh, have a look at that. Nice and long. And lovely balanced sticks. And they're fantastic for the rim shot as well. You've got everything in this stick. It's a thicker stick, funnily enough, but it tapers down to quite thin. So beautiful, beautiful touch, right? Evelyn Glennie, there you go. But back to Meg. Okay, so that's what goes on. So what happens when you see the drum? I'll slow it down. Minimal. But you'll see the wrists move, and it just, by all accounts, is absolutely natural. Okay, so... And just Well, I'll stop gushing and I'll start reading. I've got my stuff. And one of the things about the White Stripes is, like I said, they had this ebb and flow about their music, okay? For me, not seen since The Who, live at Leeds, you know. Keith would go up with Pete and come down, and they just hugged. I've got a little story about that. About a decade ago, this drum kit was over there in the studio here, and over there I had the setup which I normally have now. I've still got it, but I had a projector, and I went off to Bunnings and got the sausage, and I got the paint, and I got the wood, and I made myself a big projector screen, and had the DVD, put it through the projector, and at that time I loved two albums. I loved Jethro Tull live at Montreux, 2003, and White Stripes' Icky Thump came out, and what an album that was. That's unbelievable, you know. And great album, fantastic. And what happened, it's all 2007, 8, 9, and all that. And this kind of time, if I wasn't doing a gig or anything like that, what I'd do was I just set up the projector for myself after teaching had finished and all that. And I kept coming back to those two DVDs, or the DVD of Jethro Tull, live in Montreux, and then I just put on Inky Thump. I just love that album. Now, by the time Jethro Tull came out in 2012 with that incarnation, I was saying, if Dear Don Perry happens to break his wrist, I wouldn't mind putting my hand up, because by that stage I could play that whole DVD out, just no worries, played everything. Icky Thump, nah, it was up, it was down. Where did she just go? Where did the beat go? They got faster, then they got slower, then they got this way, that way, that way. And this is my little way of starting to explain those techniques as well, okay? So I'm going to put a bit of a musically scientific spin on some of these little techniques here. But first of all, dear Meg. Megan Martha White was born in the affluent Detroit suburb of Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan, on December 10, 1974, the daughter of Catherine and Walter Hackett White Jr. She has an older sister, Heather. Hello, Heather. She attended Grosse Pointe North High School, and according to one classmate, was always the quiet, obviously artistic type, and she just kept very much to herself. While still in high school, she decided not to go to college and instead pursue a career as a chef. Hello. She began to work at Memphis Smoke, a restaurant in downtown Royal Oak, where she first met budding musician Jack Gillis, a fellow high school senior from a Detroit neighborhood known as Mexican Town. And they frequented the coffee shops, local music venues, and record stores of the area. They began dating and were eventually married on September 21, 1996. Check this out. He took her last name. Good on you, Jack. And that's how Jack Gillis became Jack White. There you go, because of Meg. And there you go. The folklore is that they would always call I'd like to introduce my big sister Meg and all that. But that was to sort of push to one side the fact that they were married, eventually divorced, but stayed friends. And this may be why they have some cosmic interconnection as to what they were able to do with their albums and all that. So what I'm going to do now is go into the style. I've already talked about rim shots. I'll keep coming back to that because that's such a big thing with that style of music. It was just there. It was solid, rock solid. And I'll talk about that a little bit. And so what goes on is with her style, she is a natural. I've got it down there that, I'll read it. Okay, I'll do it very quickly. So what happens is, let's see. According to the band, on Bastille Day, July 14 of 1997, Meg tried playing Jack's drum kit on a whim, in Jack's words. When she started to play drums with me just on a lark, it felt liberating and refreshing. There was something in it that opened me up. The two then began calling themselves the White Stripes because Meg favoured peppermint candies. There you go. So what it was is when she just picked up and she just started playing. Now I've seen that. I've seen that in a lot of places. Back in the day, when I used to teach in schools, I was the typical, I was the ghost that walks. I was the phantom. So many instrumental music teachers know about this out there. You teach in one school for Monday morning. At lunchtime meant jumping in the car and going down the road to another school in the afternoon. You kept on doing it. You walk into the staff room as a stranger most of the time until you get to know the people. But what it was one of the things that in the late 80s I used to teach at Marion College, girls' college in Sunshine. And then I spent a lot of time, I spent about 6 years at Mount St. Joseph's College, just down the road in Altona. And to this day, I still get students coming from that, lovely ladies. But my time at Mount St. Joseph's, I just want to talk about. I got a group of young girls at year 7, and they stuck together. They stuck together thick and thin, pretty much. And I had them as drum students from year 7 until year 12. And by the end of it, any kind of school concert, they were crack. They were a crack team, that kind of stuff. And it was just amazing in that kind of way. And I've taught at other schools too, but there's just 2 examples, I suppose, of teaching, especially in a ladies' college when drums are not supposed to be played by ladies. Bullshit! They're some of the best players I've ever seen in the sense that they treat the drums like an instrument, not like a testosterone, like that kind of thing. So, and this is one of the things that got me with Meg. That might be a bit controversial, I don't know, but we'll see how we go. But what happens is that she just got on, and I've seen it, sort of. Oh, I think I get it now, Mr. Quinlan. I think you got it. Let me pick up the guitar. And it was just that groove. Now watch. It was natural to flick. You flick. None of this like that kind of thing and get me another boo. Just like that. There you go. That's what happens there. So what starts to go on is that you get that kind of movement like so. Now, I'm going to go on to a couple of terms now that defines the white stripe sound. When you're getting a beat, when things get exciting, the classical term for that is accelerando, which of course means accelerate, to go a little bit quicker. What happens also is if you're playing a beat, that's decelerando, or if you're at the end of a song, you've got 2 terms. You can have rallentando, or you can have ritenuto. Okay, now rallentando is a slowing down. So you might have, say, I'll do it a bit more sound. There you go. You see, it's a little bit, the best way I explain it is imagine if you're driving down the road, there's the traffic lights, and you see in the distance they're going amber and then red. So you go, slow down. But a ritenuto is a little bit like if you're driving and then they turn and you go, oh, damn it, and you've got to pull up fast. You've got to pull up faster. So it might be... So it's slowed down just in the last bar, that kind of thing. And that's a ritenuto. Now that's important if you're in any kind of brass band, school band, all this sort of business. You get all these little things like ral and rit, excel and all this sort of stuff. And that's what goes on. And what you have is these kind of things and some of the other things. So what I'll talk about now, get the things. Accelerando, decelerando, rallentando, ritenuto, and also poco pa poco, Or poco a poco, little by little. Little by little, you might just come it up. Now, a lot of people might play a rock beat. Verse, 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 then chorus. Come back to the verse. Poco e poco. And all that sort of stuff. You see, there you go there. And then poco meno is a little less. So you might have Then a tempo, back to the original tempo. And that's what happens there, you see. Now what happens is, like when you're in the studio and all this sort of business, you know, so often you've got a click track. Of course, you've got to play straight. But when you're dealing live and all of this sort of stuff, you want to make sure that you've got it down. Otherwise, you know, you get the death stares from the rombi I palla nella bande. And that's what happens there. Thank you, Adam, for the translation. Ooh, a bit obscure there. Anyway, so what happens then is that all of these things go towards why we love The Who, why we revere them. What happened at the Grammy Awards in 2003 when the White Stripes got, you got 4 minutes, play your hit. You know, bam, 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 and then they're off. Explodes. She explodes everywhere. Oh my God. And then, you know, and then, I got a letter this morning. You reckon it's red? Said the girl you love is dead. I got a letter this morning. What do you reckon it read? It said, hurry, hurry, because the girl you love is dead. Oh, segue into that. I packed up my suitcase, took off down the road. When I got there, she was laying on the cooling board, and I packed my suitcase and took off down the road. When I got there, she was laying on the cooling board. Oh! That's Meg. And that's Jack Slide Scholar. Then like 10,000 people standing on the burial ground. I didn't know I loved her, till they began to let her down. Looked like 10,000 people standing on the burial ground. Didn't know that I loved her till they began to let her down. You know, it's so hard to love someone that don't love you. Won't get satisfaction, don't care what you do. So hard to love someone that, don't love you. Don't look like satisfaction, don't care what you do. Slide solo in my head. Got up this morning, a break a day, just hugging the pillows where she used to lay. I'm fine a beat, then double time. you go. That's my little love letter to Meg. There you go. There you go. So what happens is, let me start wrapping the show up. I'm right on time now. But what I just did was a song that they did, one of the live performances, Death Letter, which is a cover of a great Son House, one of the great bluesmen, their version of They Honoured Them So Much. Oh, my Lord. And all that. And Jack White's slide guitar playing. Oh, boy. Roll the eyes stuff. Unbelievable. And so what happens is, this is a little bit of a tribute to Meg White, one of the great women in rock. And basically, the reason they split up, you can see it, actually, you can see it right there. They're an honest band. You know, that was right there on the DVD, right at the end of Under Great Northern Lights, the DVD, where Jack was playing this beautiful song on the piano, and she was next to him on the piano stool, and she just fell to bits. And they had to cancel the tail end of the Icky Thump tour because she suffered from acute anxiety. And you'd never know it when you watch her. She was so demure, on top, everything. It just seemed to be, every time I see them live, she was the anchor. You know, she was, I put up a thing the other night, and I sort of said, I don't know if Jack's leading Meg or Meg is leading Jack. But whatever Jack was doing when he was going completely nuts, Meg was right there. And I have to say, I did make a post. I said, when I watch them, it's almost some parts of their live thing. It's like they're doing Sexy Time, only with their instruments. I love you, Jack. I love you, Meg. You know, that kind of thing. It's just, they're beautiful to watch. And it's like chaos. And you think, out of this chaos comes this incredible slide playing, and then on top of it, you know, it's like avant-garde almost. It's just crazy. And then all of a sudden there's Meg going, come on, Jack. All right, Meg, I'm off. And it's just there, and it's a flick of the wrist. Red Rain, live at the basement, with the playing the bells. Da 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 bow bow. Da 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 ping ping. Yup, been out. And there's a bit at 3 minutes 15, I know because I put it up just the other night, is where she just looks across and she's going, not a cry for you. Stick drops, she just looks, there's a little tray, and I said, one stick replacement isn't good enough. She picks up 2 sticks plus a maraca and keeps on bloody whacking away. That's my kind of gal. Oh boy, that gets me going, that. And that's just amazing stuff. So there's my show, okay? Short one. No effort. See? Hey, there you go. So that's my show tonight. I hope you enjoyed what it was. I'm just keeping it bang straight down the line. A couple of extras. I'm going to put Meg there, and as I said, what I've got is the notes here. And what goes on is that everything that they did, I came to them late. Because I learned about them the same way that probably everyone else did in a lot of ways. Down. I remember seeing the clip and I thought, oh yeah, not bad. And then I realised it was just 2 of them. I said, that's not bad at all. And then I saw something about them live and they blew me away, and then I was on board. And that was all. And they'd already been together for quite a few years before that. So there you have it. There are the White Stripes, and my dedication tonight to one of the grand women of rock in Meg White. and the way that she was able to play, get those rim shots happening, and be able, even if she didn't understand the terms themselves, she was fantastic. Accelerando, decelerando, rallentando, ritenuto, poco a poco, poco meno a tempo, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, great terms. And when you're actually trying to pull it apart and all that, be ready, throw the metronome out the window, sort of thing. And what you've got is you just go with it. You go with your man, the man goes with his girl. Ah! And there you go. I got a letter this morning. What do you reckon it read? Ah! Oh, there it is. Just watch her style. It's like a flick. It just flicks. And I'm doing all these beautiful rim shots dedicated to Meg White with another incredible woman in Evelyn Glennie with her drumstick, which is an amazing drumstick. I did a thing for Daddario Australia a couple of years ago for them, and I've pretty much played them ever since. I don't have them here. Oh no, there they are. These used to be my stick of choice, the SD7s. Have a look at the rim shots on there, mate. Oh, there you go. With a mallet on the end. So I still use these when I need the mallets and stuff. But my general go-to stick now is the Evelyn Glennie. Oh dear, I love that dear lady. And she is a dame. Okay, there ain't nothing like a dame. There you go. So that's what it is there. That. Don't have to try so hard, the rim shot right there. That's what Meg White had in spades. And I'll leave you. Give me a bit of editing cordial and I'll have this up for you tomorrow. People grinning in your face. People grinning in your face. Your mother will talk about you, your sister and your brothers too. No matter how you try to live, they're gonna talk about you still. So don't you mind people grinning in your face. Don't you mind people grinning in your face. They'll knock you up and down. They'll take you all around and round. And as soon as your back is turned, they'll be trying to put you down. So don't you mind people grinning in your face. Don't you mind people grinning